certain options. A little trickier, depends how well you know your assembly and know about the different types. If I said to you now, jump at 0, what do you think that is? What? Have a guess. Just jump. just have a go at it. What do you think? Should we do a vote? Should we see if crowds choices work? So how many people think 1? A. Oh, you're thinking B, aren't you? How many people are thinking B? Okay, how many people think C? What about D? Well, you're all confident, aren't you? See, look at this. It's true. There's only 2 types, unconditional and conditional. So you're not going to come across all these different strange types. Just remember there's 2 types, and it's straightforward, conditional, unconditional. Could only be one of the others. You've done risk. Okay. Could you tell me what risk stands for? Come on, you know someone wants to shout at it, because it's so easy. You're just like, I know it. I mean, it doesn't even need to be multiple choice. Hopefully you can all write the answer down. So what's risk stand for? Go on.
Reduce instructions.
And what's the other one?
Complex instructions.
And it's true. If I even said to you, can you tell me the differences between the 2? Could you articulate them? So it probably wouldn't pop up. It's basically just to know that you know what risk and CISC and they exist, and you know the acronyms. Obviously we do mention it briefly, but it's just something to be aware of. You should be able to explain the differences. Similarly, we talked about buses again and again, and I showed you that wonderful diagram with all the different buses. I showed you all the different acronyms, like USB and things like that. What does ISA stand for? Can you remember? Does anyone think it's B? Just curiosity. Instruction set access. You might well just say, yeah, because you think it sounds better, that's what it should be. How many people think A? How many people think C? I think everyone should know, okay? And you're all familiar with what the instruction set architecture stands for. Obviously, it's that separation between the actual operating system, the application, and between the hardware and the circuit design underneath, okay? So as well as learning the acronyms, learning what these things are, make sure you can explain them in your own words. Okay, it's mentioned in the slides. Read around the subject, just so you know. What do you think? This simple assembly instruction? A, B, C, or D? I'll put it to you simply. How many people think A? There's a few people that raised. How many people think B? C? Or D? Anyone think D? It's not difficult, so it's A. Similarly, when you had the subtract one, okay, you had it in C or Java, it's equivalent to, so you can look up its equivalent. It's not difficult, okay? You've done it, you've practiced it, you've done it through exercises. You should be able to identify it without even thinking, okay? Back to the disk. So if I said to you, there's SSTF in disk scheduling, what does this acronym stand for? So, should we see if the crowd knows, the majority? How many people think A? How many people think B? C? D? Is everyone thinking E? Is something? Okay, shortest seek time. Not difficult. Most of them are quite intuitive. You've obviously read the material, say, yeah, this is logical. Pick the most logical in the exam. Remember, if you guess the wrong one in the exam, you don't get punished. It's not negatively marked. So always guess something for each question. And usually pick the one that makes the most sense. Just to review, all the material is on vision. Okay, it's in the slides, exam questions and so forth is all there. It's down to you if you spend your time studying it or you wait until the last day. Hopefully all of you are very familiar with the material. Is there any questions about the material? Does everyone know how to access it? Okay. Do you want to go through some more questions or do you want to rest? It's up to you. I've got loads and loads of questions. So I've seen the exam paper. I've seen the exam paper last year. I'm just selecting ones that I think show the level of difficulty and make sure you know this material. Again, there'll be questions like this. So if you were shown this circuit, could you tell me the Boolean expression? So I think it's quite easy. I think they're handing it to you by making it multiple choice. I thought they would make you write it down or derive it yourself. Okay? But if you had to pick this, which one do you think it would be? It'll take a second. But in the exam you will have loads of time, so don't rush. Go on.
It's the plus. Which
it's-
one's X or?
So the plus is the and. So A and B, and then you've got a not. And then you've got exclusive or, and an or is the dot. So, back. So hopefully you realise A and B is being ANDed. Yes? And the C and A is being ORed. Okay, and then you can all identify the not, which is the one that's coming outside the AND gate. And then you've got the exclusive OR at the final output. Okay. So if you were to follow that through and write out the expression, you would find it's A is the answer. So I don't know how comfortable you are with digital circuits. It's not that bad. It's again just practice. So you should be able to derive that without even looking at the answers underneath. Okay. What?
Isn't the plus usually the or?
I thought the plus is the and. So
No,
I
that is all.
Towards well.
is it?
Yeah, after
Yeah,
the C.
that's the notation we follow in the first half of the course. Plus the or and top down.
Oh, that'll be the bottom one then. So there you go. Because I haven't seen the answers to this one, but I saw it in an example, and then I thought and is plus because I don't know.
For the exam, the little pointy upwards arm, that's X or. We use the circle and plus.
Like the carrot.
Don't use the triangle for the exclusive or. Yes.
We use in like writing out the notation, it's a circle with a cross.
Oh yeah, so that's what I was used to, but this is what I saw in one of the examples. So that's why I thought, well, you must be using something else. Like you must be using plus for and dot or.
Just remember the little triangle thing for the exam.
Yeah. So there you go. So stick with the convention because Idris did the first part. He's wrote the first part of that. So I did electrical engineering. I'm used to using the ampersands and the lines and the circle with the cross on it. I'm not sure why. I guess this was just easier to type in into the keyboard when you were writing the exam. So if you think the dot is the and, then it will be the bottom one. Okay, so ignore my one. How about IGE? This is a bit tricky, this, because I raised this with Idris. So which one do you think it is? Go on.
B.
Well, it is technically correct because it is integrated development environment, but what's it in terms of buses and system architecture? It would be integrated drive electronics. So it used to be integrated development environment has just been taken out because they thought it was confusing. Because technically you are right, isn't it? An IDE is an integrated development environment, but it's also an integrated drive electronics. So yeah, if that does pop up, yeah, remember integrated drive electronics is the answer. And again, it refers back to what you did with system architecture when you did all the different buses, how they connected, obviously the level of performance and speed, so that's why it should be integrated drive electronics. If you have an example again, they'll be showing traces, and if you have to go through them, you need to be aware of specific things. Okay, so obviously you need to be aware of the hash lines, how long each one is, and then you should be able to type in the answers. Okay, so that's what you'll have. You'll have something like, there'll be 4 spaces in the exam, and it'll say, tell me the 4 values of the ones that miss. And you'll know it's probably or 5, and it's worth 5 marks. You get a mark for each one you type in. Okay. So any questions about the level of the exam, or the questions, or the type? It's straightforward, isn't it? It should be fine. Now tomorrow, I'll just have another set, so I just look at the different exam papers. I look at the current exam paper, the research exam paper, and I just pick similar ones that I think, you know, you might want to look at. Okay? So if you can do all of these, you should be able to do all of the ones in the exam.